It has been a minute since I have made a YouTube video, and I'm going to explain why in just a second. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Dr. Jennifer Lincoln, board certified OBGYN, author, educator, and my channel is the health class you wish you had in high school. And I apologize. I have left y'all hanging for the past few weeks. I mean, I've put up some shorts, but I haven't put up a new video. And I want to tell you why. I've had a lot of things happening in my life recently, including one where maybe I met the president and former president. I know, we're going to get there. That's exciting. But what I'm most excited about is to tell you the project I've been working on, which is I started my own podcast. As if I need more things to do. Hey everyone, welcome to the Let's Talk About Down There podcast, episode 4. I'm your host, board certified OBGYN Dr. Jennifer Lincoln. This week's episode is all about cycle syncing. And if you've never even heard what that is or what that's about, don't worry, you're in the exact right spot to find out. So let's jump right in. I wanted to make a podcast where I interact with you all in a different way. And I love it because this is one where you get to call in and ask me questions. Not in a scary way where you have to talk to me, because I know we don't do that anymore. And that's totally fine. But where you can leave me a voicemail or you can leave me a voice DM on my Instagram. The number is 503-893-2016. And I'm going to link to this podcast in 12 different ways. But it's called Let's Talk About Down There. I know you're surprised. It's very on brand for me. And this podcast is where I answer your questions directly. So far, I've had episodes on what's normal, what comes out in the vagina after sex. Is birth control really as scary as people make it sound? Cycle syncing, is that real? Is that a thing? Is it totally a complete scam? And I've got some really good episodes that are coming up. After this, I'm recording 3 more today. So like I said, you can call in, you can ask a question, you leave it on my voicemail or through my Instagram DMs. And this is not just for girls, people with vaginas. It's for people like anybody. And I know I have a lot of guys who follow me here. And I want you to know that you should definitely call and ask me your questions because I'm a gynecologist and I'm saying, hey, I can help you out. That experience has been super fun. And, it's just a different way to interact with people. So that's one thing that I've been doing. The other big thing is maybe I went to Washington, D.C., and maybe I met the current president, the former president, and Dr. Fauci, and that was amazing. And whether or not you're a fan of any of these people, I think we can all agree that doing something like that is a big deal, and it was really exciting for me. So the way that it came about was I was partnering with the DNC. So they were looking to partner with TikTok creators, most of whom were Gen Z, and then there was me and one other person who weren't, to help them understand how to get young people, how to reach them, which obviously is on TikTok and on social media and that sort of thing. And so we went, I got to hang out with President Obama, and I got to make a TikTok with him. In fact, I'm going to put it right here now and you can watch it. I'm a 41-year-old on TikTok and I talk about OBGYN stuff. And sometimes the commenters, they say, okay, boomer. And I'm definitely not a boomer.
Look at this gray hair. I do qualify as a boomer, but
you've boomed.
Here's the thing that people need to remember. There are 8 million young people who are going to be newly eligible to vote in this election. We can reinstitute Roe versus Wade as law of the land, despite what the Supreme Court did.
So you're saying, listen to your elders. Go ahead, go to iwillvote.com, link in my bio, and make a plan to vote today.
You don't qualify as an elder, but I do.
That's why I love you. So for everybody who asked, is he like he is, in real life? Is he just as nice and smart and amazing? Yes, he is. He was super sweet. We sat down and he answered some of our questions, and then we each got to film a TikTok with him, and it was everything and more. I also got to see President Biden get his COVID booster, and in the press room was Anthony Fauci. The Secretary of Health and Human Services, Dr. Becerra, the U.S. Surgeon General, Dr. Murthy, insane, just insane. And as a physician, that was amazing to me to be able to see and chat with some of these people afterwards. And of course, it was exciting to meet all of these people. But when I got to see Dr. Fauci and personally thank him for everything he'd done, I lost my mind because that's who I am. I'm a physician, and he truly got a lot of hate, inappropriately so, and powered on. And for those of you who don't really know, Dr. Fauci was integral in a lot of the early HIV treatments, in treating HIV patients and treating Ebola patients. COVID is only his most recent thing. So that was amazing. And then we got to meet President Biden, and he was super sweet and very kind. And he took my phone, because afterwards he met with us outside. He took my phone. He said, "Can I take a selfie?" I was like, "Yes, you could take a selfie, Mr. President." And he did amazing. His selfie skills, I don't care that he's 80 years old. He's better than I am. And then he said, "Hey, do you want to see the Oval Office?" And I said to him, "Mr. President, does anybody ever say no?" Like, yes, we want to see the Oval Office. And we went in there. He chatted with us. He spent maybe an hour with us, and it was amazing. He asked us questions about why we care about voting, what issues matter to us. He showed us all the memorabilia. It was so cool. And then we got a cookie and M&Ms afterwards, which I was very excited about. Then I got my COVID vaccine booster, and the person, after they gave it, the White House person who was working with us said that they're pretty sure that my booster was the first one that was given outside the medical clinic other than President Biden. So that felt kind of cool. And then we got to have an amazing tour of the White House, and it was just so cool to see all of that history. It was a lot. And then I got to fly home, and then I flew back to DC the next week for a Doctors for Abortion Access event that we helped put on, myself as part of Obstetricians for Reproductive Justice, along with another organization, another group called Firebrand, which is out there to get some abortion advocacy out there on the ground. And I want to show you this 1-minute clip from that.
I and many of my colleagues that you see here have found that we can no longer stay quiet. We in the United States are standing in front of the Capitol, fighting against horrific laws that criminalize us and our patients.
We took a vow to do no harm when we chose to become physicians, and now my hands are tied.
Providing abortion care has always felt like a privilege, but after the Dobbs decision, it's taken on a new sense of urgency.
The choice to have or to not have a child is the most important economic decision a person or family can make.
These abortion bans are completely changing the landscape of medicine.
Against all that I have ever been taught, ever been trained as a physician, and my hands are tied and harm is being done.
If we come together and say no more to our hands being tied, no more to funding anti-choice candidates, and no more to staying safe while our patients die, we can truly then fulfill the oaths that we took and be the change that this moment calls for.
This was the first time that we had gotten a bunch of healthcare providers to step out, literally in our state's capital, but to step out and say, we need to let doctors do their jobs, let healthcare providers do their jobs. We had people from banned states, people who initially were very afraid to be a part of this for their safety, just for what others might think. And we did it, and I'm really proud. And this is only the beginning of what we're going to be doing. Also, we put this together in like 2 weeks, and we had physicians, midwives, nurses, medical students from all over the country. It took a ton of time, hence why there were none of these videos going. But it was amazing. Then the next week, I flew to New York to be part of an event called Meet the Moment, which was hosted by a media company called The Meteor. And it was held at the Brooklyn Museum. And I got to chat alongside Dr. Heather Arabunda, one of my partners in crime from Obstetricians for Reproductive Justice. And we got to talk with Amanda and Josh, who we had interviewed in Austin, Texas, from our video that we had put together that came out in September, where they suffered pregnancy complications at 18 weeks. And because Amanda lives in Texas, she was denied the life-saving abortion that she needed, and she almost died. Actress and activist America Ferrara hosted our particular conversation, and it was fantastic. We had about 400 people in the audience, and the whole purpose of this entire event was people who are meeting the moment in different ways. So we had Tarana Burke, founder of the Me Too movement. We had Jody Steinauer and Megan Twohey, the two investigative reporters from the New York Times who broke the Harvey Weinstein story. We had Maxwell Frost, the first congressman elected from the Gen Z generation, who had just been elected just a few days prior. There were like a ton more amazing people. And it was just this great conversation, and I was so honored to be a part of it. And then I was also working and doing other things, doing my clinical job, doing my parenting job, a lot of stuff. So that's why I haven't been here recently, but I promise you I'm filming a ton more content. It's coming. Haha. Yeah, so that's where I've been. If you have questions, like I said, for my podcast, jump in and let's hear them. Trust me, there are no topics off limit. I can't wait to engage with you in this different way. And let me know what you've been up to. How are you all doing? Go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. Like, subscribe, all the things. Turn on the bell so you never miss an upload. And follow me on my other socials for more. All right, everybody. Till next week, I will be back. Stay safe. Bye-bye.